Hey everyone, I'm back, and today we're going to be talking about Signs. And this movie is directed by M. Night Shyamalan, and it came out in 2002. I thought this movie was okay, in the sense that there's things that I really love about it, but there are other things that I really don't care for. And what I really like about this movie are some of the performances. I love Joaquin Phoenix in this movie, and Mel Gibson, he did a pretty good job as well. And were some interesting shots in the film that I really liked, and I thought the music in the movie worked very well, and it carried a lot of the film. And there were some scenes that were genuinely powerful and worked very well. However, as much as I like all of that stuff, it's in a boring movie to me, and I was checked out about like an hour into the film, and I was just not into it. And the kids in this movie, I didn't really feel attached to, and that's one major problem that I had with the movie, is that there was no one really to latch onto in this movie. Sure, there were some things that worked for me, and I liked some character moments. However, I wasn't scared by anything. I didn't care about the plot that much, and it didn't really get into like any of the alien stuff all that much as like I was thinking it might. And it kind of just leaves you hanging and doesn't really get into that until like, I don't know, 2/3 into the movie. That's when crazy stuff kind of starts to happen, but it really just feels like it's taking its time and not a whole lot happens. And the comedy in this movie, there were a couple of times where I laughed and I found it to be kind of funny, but most of the time it just didn't work for me. And it is a very serious film, and there isn't much humor in the film at all. But when it does happen in the film, then it it doesn't really add it to the film all that much, even when it does land. And for the first 20 minutes, that's when I was really enjoying the movie, but after that point, it slowly loses me, and I just care about watching it less and less. And I do like the idea for the film, and I like what was being set up. I liked what was going on with the characters. Mel Gibson, his character is the most interesting, and that's the most you're supposed to get out of the movie, is just him dealing with the loss of his wife, and the fact that he's not really a religious person anymore. Like, he quit being a part of the church or something, and it's like he no longer, like, he says in the film, like, don't call me father, and like, that was interesting, and that was one of my favorite parts of the movie. I kind of wanted to get back to the music, and as much as I like the music in this movie, unfortunately, because I don't really care about what's happening, it does come across as manipulative in a lot of scenes. And I'm not criticizing the music on its own, I'm criticizing how it's used, for those who are wondering what I'm talking about. I'm talking about how it was used, not the music in and of itself. And I've heard a lot of criticisms with this movie, how characters just make the stupidest decisions ever, like on planet Earth, and I don't know. Those things didn't bother me too much, because I was just so bored that I was just hoping for something interesting to happen, even if it comes from a character being incredibly stupid. At least it's something happening, because a lot of this movie is just characters moping around and like a lot of exposition going on, and characters making theories about things that, like, they almost have next to no reason to believe otherwise. Like, why do you believe it's aliens? Like, I never really understood how the kids came to that conclusion. Maybe I missed something, but because I was just so bored while watching this movie that I might have missed a line or something. But unfortunately, the core of the movie just didn't really connect with me. There were some great moments, luckily, but in the end, I just found myself really, really bored. And I'm never going to watch this movie again. It wasn't the worst movie that M. Night Shyamalan ever made. There are some good qualities to it, and most of the good qualities I would say are great. However, it's just its biggest problem for me is that it's really boring, like I've said already, and I just don't have much else to say about it. And with all that being said, I'm going to give Signs a 5 out of 10. And one last thing that I'll say about this movie is that kind of irrelevant to like my opinions on the movie itself, but apparently I've seen this movie before, and I kind of reviewed it on the Stardust app that's no longer on, that you can't get anymore because they went out of business, I think. But back when that was still going on, I talked about this movie and saying that I really liked it. I gave it like 4 out of 5 stars because that was their rating system. It was like out of 5 stars, and it was only whole numbers. You couldn't do halves. And I was like, yeah, it was a pretty good movie. And I literally like don't even remember anything about it from that viewing. And now I've discovered why rewatching it, because I'm kind of bored by it. It's just a really boring movie to me, and not much stuck with me. And this time watching it, I'm almost positive there will be scenes that are going to stick with me, because there are some parts that I like, but not the whole movie, unfortunately. Thank you for watching my videos. As always, if you enjoyed this review, be sure to leave a like and comment down below what you thought of Signs, and my social media links, they will all be in the description, so follow me there. And last but not least, subscribe to be a part of Foley Nation, and I'll see you when I get my next review up, and that is going to be for Bad Boys 2, so look forward to that. But until I get that up, thank you for watching and have a great day.